Hello, dear children. I hope all of you are fine. Today, we are going to start our third part of the first chapter, that is the Constitution of India, and our topic is the features of Indian Constitution. As you know that the Constitution of India came into effect on 26 January 1950. The Constitution of India begins with preamble that states the guidelines for the policy makers. So, you know that the Constitution of India begins with preamble, and I just want to clear one doubt here that the word socialist and secular was not included in the in 1950. Like if you can see the brown one, we the people of India have solemnly resolved to constitute India into sovereign, democratic and republic. But if you will see the blue one, we the people of India have solemnly resolved to constitute India under sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic and republic. The word socialist and secular was later added in the preamble in 1976 by 42nd Constitutional Amendment Act. These two words were added in the preamble. So remember this, that the word socialist and secular was later added in the Constitution by 42nd Constitutional Amendment Act 1976. I wanted to share some facts regarding the Constitution, that it is one of the longest and lengthiest constitution in the world, and accordingly changes are required time to time, because when we adopted the constitution in 1949 and later we implemented in 1950, then at that time the political, social and economic condition was different. But change is a continuous thing in this world, in this universe, I can say. So changes were made from time to time in the constitution. These changes made in the constitution are called as amendments. The changes made in the constitution or made in the provision are called as amendments. Now we are going to discuss our first feature of the Indian constitution, that is federalism. So federalism means that there is a division of government at levels. There is division of government at levels. One is national level or central level or union level. You can say anything, national, central or union level. Or we have state level. So the power is divided between central level and state level. They both draw their power from the Constitution of India. And Constitution of India provide us three lists. One is Union list, State list and Concurrent list. Union list has subject of national importance. Only central government can make laws over the subjects which are present in the union list, which includes your defense, banking, currency, foreign affairs, and communication. And if we will talk about the state lists include at local level, जैसे panchayat, and state importance, legislative assembly. So only state government can make laws on the subjects present in the state list. The subjects included are police, trade, commerce, agriculture, irrigation. Then we have concurrent list. They have common interests both of center and state. So concurrent list is a list on which both union government, or we can say central government or national government, or state government can make laws on this sub. So both national and state government can make laws on the concurrent list. So the subjects included in the concurrent list are education, forest, trade union, marriage, adoption, succession. They all included in the concurrent list. Next we have parliamentary form of government. In parliamentary form of government, citizens choose their representatives through universal adult suffrage. Then these representatives makes laws on behalf of citizens. The Indian Constitution guarantees universal adult franchise, which means all citizens of 18 years of age or above have right to vote. So why this right to vote was given to everyone? Because when constitution makers was framing the Constitution of India, they wanted that all citizens, whether they belong to any background, any social background, they should directly participate in the functioning of the government. That is why right to vote was given to everyone. And it is the power of the common people or citizens who choose their representatives. Citizens choose their representatives. These representatives form legislature, and finally they make laws on behalf of citizens. I hope you understood. Third, separation of power. Constitutional clearly tells us about the organs of the state, that the powers of the state are divided between legislature, executive, and judiciary. Legislature make laws, executive enforce laws, and judiciary protects the law. If anybody could breach the law, then they give punishment to those people. And there is a proper check and balance system between them. Fourth, fundamental rights. The Indian Constitution guarantees its citizens certain rights which are essential for their well being and promotes ideals of equality, justice, and liberty in the society. So, there are six fundamental rights in our Indian Constitution. First is right to equality, second, right to freedom, third, right against exploitation, fourth, right to freedom of religion, fifth, cultural and educational rights, sixth, right to constitutional remedies. Now, let's discuss all these rights. First, right to equality. All persons are equal before law, and there should be no discrimination on the basis of color, caste, religion, gender. Right to freedom. This includes various rights like right to freedom of speech and expression, right to form association, right to move freely and reside in any part of the country. Next, right to practice any profession, occupation, or business. Right against exploitation, human trafficking, forced labor, and children under 14 years of age working in difficult occupations are strictly prohibited. So children are not allowed to do child labor in this, or any kind of trafficking is not allowed. Then we have right to freedom of religion. All citizens have the right to practice, profess, or propagate the religion of their choice. So, whosoever wants to propagate or practice any religion, they can practice or propagate their religion. Cultural and educational right. All minorities, religious or linguistic, are free to set up their own educational institution in order to preserve and develop their culture. So they all minorities, so they are free to set up their educational institution to preserve their culture. Sixth one is your right to constitutional remedies. A citizen can move court if he or she believes that any fundamental right has been violated by the state. If any citizen of the countries, if they believe that and their fundamental rights is being violated by the state, then they can directly go to Supreme Court or High Court for the violation of their fundamental rights. As Constitution of India provides us fundamental rights, so there are fundamental duties which are the responsibility of the citizens for the state. So, these fundamental duties were included in the Indian Constitution in 1976. So, there are 11 fundamental duties which tells us about that we should show respect to our national flag and national anthem. We should preserve our natural and cultural heritage. We should promote peace and harmony. We should uphold the principles of sovereignty, unity, and honesty. We should safeguard public property. We should develop scientific temper and spirit of inquiry. Even the right to even that every parent or guardian should provide educational opportunity to their child if they are between the age of 6 to 14-year age. So these all are the 11 fundamental duties which are included in the Indian Constitution in 1976. Sixth, the directive principles of state policy. These are the guidelines that help the government in transforming the ideals highlighted in the Constitution into laws. So, directive principles of state policy are guidelines to the central or state government of India, which they should keep in mind while framing the laws and policies. Whenever, so these are the like fundamental rights are for the citizens. So these directive principles of state policy are for the government. So the when government are framing laws for the country, so they have to keep in mind that on these subjects we have to make laws. Our policies should be like this. So this provision of the directive principles of state policy is presented in part 4th of the Indian Constitution. But remember this, but they are not enforceable by any court. अगर गवर्नमेंट इन पे लॉज नहीं भी बनाती है तो हम उसके लिए कि इनने डायरेक्टिव प्रिंसिपल्स में दिया है और इनने लॉ नहीं बनाया तो हम उसके लिए कोर्ट नहीं जा सकते हैं, ये याद रखना. नेक्स्ट इज last point is secularism. Secular means no official religion. Our country is a secular country and it means that we do not follow any official religion. There is no official religion of India. So, next point, it does not support any particular religion and treats all religion alike. The word secularism was added in the Indian Constitution in 1976. So the word secularism word, even socialism word, and the fundamental duties, these were included in the Indian Constitution in 1976. And under secularism, people are free to practice and propagate any religion of their choice. If anybody wants to practice or propagate any kind of religion, they can do it. As I want to tell you that the Constitution of India is divided into 25 parts, and we have studied about part 3rd, which deals with the fundamental rights, and part 4th, which deals with the directive principle of state policy, and part 4th A, which is fundamental duties. I hope you like the knowledge presented in the video. Thank you for watching.